Today, officials from multiple state agencies offered a robust update on the investigation into the fire and explosion at Robbins Lumber Mill on Friday. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. Our Alex Schley is live in Searsmont, where that briefing took place just a couple of hours ago. Alex, what is the latest?
Beth, officials today made it clear that this is still an open and ongoing investigation. Agents from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives are here helping with the investigation. At least 150 people have been already interviewed. Over the course of the 48-hour period since fire officials came on scene, 299 first responders from 46 departments across Maine responded to Searsmont.
Monday, we brought in heavy equipment on the scene to assist investigators in moving the large metal pieces and the structural debris in the area where we needed to work. Investigators also utilized drones and mapping technology to document the locations of all the firefighting equipment that was left at the scene and damaged or destroyed.
Investigators say on Wednesday, several large cranes will be brought in to help address the remains of the silo.
Try to figure out what's left and what we can gain from the debris underneath. And the investigators will continue processing the scene carefully, methodically, and safely.
State fire marshal officials say they hope to complete the on-scene portion of the investigation within the next few days. From there, however, officials say they're still unable to provide a timeline for when they'll be able to officially say what caused the catastrophic fire and explosion. Maine State Fire Marshal Sean Essler says he has met with fire chiefs from the responding departments, and they wanted him to pass along their gratitude for the public's overwhelming support.
They want the public to know how deeply appreciative they are for the support they have received. One chief told me that the volume of hugs he has received has increased significantly in the last several days, and honestly, that says a lot about this area and its people.
In conjunction with the National Fallen Firefighter Foundation, the local assistance state team is working to secure state and federal death benefits for firefighter Cross and his family. Beth, today we also learned that it was several hours before officials were able to remove the body of firefighter Cross from the scene following the explosion. Tonight, at least 8 people remain hospitalized, including several members of the families that owns Robbins Lumber. Live in Searsmont, Alex Schley for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Alex, thank you. Governor Mills has directed the United States and state of Maine flags to be lowered statewide from sunrise to sunset on Friday, May 22nd, in honor of late Morrill firefighter Andrew Cross, who, as we know, died last Friday as a result of the explosion and fire at Robbins Lumber in Searsmont. And according to the fire marshal's office, multiple departments sustained damage to their fire trucks and equipment during the Searsmont incident. Our Grace Blanchard has more on how that is impacting departments that are already limited on resources.
Seeing the plume of black smoke, it puts a lump in your throat.
In the aftermath of the Searsmont fire, the Belmont Fire Department is supporting injured firefighter Catherine Page and navigating the loss of a critical tank truck.
Everything in rural Maine volunteer department, everything matters.
Searsmont, Appleton, and Belmont all sustained damage to their fire apparatus, impacting area emergency coverage.
Searsmont's going to be hugely affected because they've lost 2 of their immediate mutual aid towns' trucks, plus their attack trucks.
On top of that, Chief Harford says the department lost between $50,000 to $60,000 worth of equipment that was on the truck.
All the equipment on them, that's thousands of dollars of replacement, and just some of the things are just irreplaceable.
They are exploring grant opportunities, but according to Chief Harford,
there's so many fire departments that are in need across the United States. They're just few and far between.
He says the area departments plan to lean on one another and share resources, but he says the truck is not their biggest loss.
Mr. Cross is our biggest thing we lost. I knew him personally. He was a tremendous firefighter, a tremendous person.
His message to others is simple.
If I can say anything away from the fire service, away from everything, is, come together as a community.
In Belmont, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Meanwhile, Governor Janet Mills has ordered all U.S. and state of Maine flags to be lowered from sunrise to sunset this Thursday in remembrance of the Honorable Gerald Talbot and Maine Game Warden Joshua Tibbetts. Both of them will be laid to rest that day. Talbot was Maine's first black legislator and the founding president of the Maine NAACP. He will be honored at Merrill Auditorium in Portland at 10 a.m. on Thursday. Game Warden pilot Joshua Tibbetts was an 18-year veteran of the Maine Warden Service who was killed in a plane crash last week. In a statement, Mills said, quote, Gerald Talbot made history as Maine's first black legislator and helped open the door for generations of Maine people. Warden Joshua Tibbetts devoted his career to protecting the people, wildlife, and natural resources of our state. I urge all Maine people to join me in honoring their service and their lasting contributions to our state, end quote. And on a related note, there are two other upcoming memorial events we want to tell you about. First, at the Cross Insurance Center in Bangor on Thursday, there will be a celebration of the life and legacy of Maine Game Warden pilot Joshua Tibbetts, who again was killed in the line of duty in a plane crash last week. That service begins at 1 p.m. Guests should plan to arrive and be seated by noon. Then this coming Friday, a memorial service will be held for Morrill firefighter Andrew Cross. That service will be held at Veracity Chapel in Morrill at 1 p.m. We'll have full coverage of both of those events. In other news tonight, Bangor police are searching for a man who has been missing since February. They're trying to find 39-year-old Whitney Bryant, who was last seen on February 24th. He is described as a white male who is 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighs 190 pounds. He has blue eyes and brown hair. Anyone with information about his whereabouts is urged to contact Bangor police at 947-7382. Well, Hannaford says a labeling error has triggered a recall of certain rolls from all of their stores. Hannaford says the impacted products are the 8-pack of Nature's Promise ciabatta rolls and the 8-pack of Nature's Promise cheddar ciabatta rolls. Now, the impacted products were purchased between May 10th and May 18th and may be missing an egg allergen warning on the label. If you purchase these products and you have an egg allergy, Hannaford says do not eat them. Simply bring your receipt to a nearby store for a full refund, and we'll have customer service contact information on our website, foxbangor.com, a little bit later this evening. Alrighty, folks, let's pause now and peek outside for a first look at our forecast.
Thank you very much. We brought the heat for today. Check out that high here in Bangor, just below 90 degrees. We actually tied our record. The record was last set in 1962, being 89 degrees as well, of course. And we did see some 90s, even some mid-90s, down to the Sanford and Freiburg, 94 and 95 degrees for you today. Much cooler in the very northern tier of the state. You're hanging out in the low to upper 70s. 70 exactly in Presque Isle, 79 for you in Clayton Lake. A little bit more warmth there. But for tonight, we are going to see breaking the clouds, some partly cloudy skies still passing by, maybe a sprinkle, but we do have chances for more thunderstorms tomorrow, and there's no severe threat with these. They're not going to really be any strong at all. As you see, just a nice rain shower, a few rumbles of thunder passing by in the afternoon, right around 2 to 3 o'clock, and then it'll be out of here. We'll be done with all the thunderstorms, and temperatures will drop tomorrow night as well. So overnight tonight, we're actually going to look at record warm lows. Our record low is at 46 degrees, last set in 1968, and we're going to blow that out of the water tonight with lows in the low to mid 60s.
Thank you, Chase. And coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, a look at national headlines and more of your local news.
You're getting ripped off. Criminals overbill Maine Care. They even charge for fake services, and Janet Mills let it happen. I'm Jonathan Bush. I've built systems that stopped fraud and abuse and saved customers millions. As governor, I'll audit every program and reduce that waste and fraud. Politicians and lobbyists don't have what it takes to clean up this corruption, but I do. I'm Jonathan Bush. Let's shake up Augusta.
After she was injured on the turnpike, Tricia knew she had only one opportunity to call the Maine law firm with the resources and experience her case required.
Joe Bornstein took over my case and didn't take any nonsense from the insurance companies. I felt like I was dealing with the best lawyers on earth.
Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for injured Mainers for over 50 years.
I call that success. If you want the best, call Joe.
The law offices of Joe Bornstein. Accidents happen to be their specialty.
Are your basement walls bowing, crumbling, or failing? Hi, I'm Tony Hafford with TC Hafford Basement Systems, all things basementy. Our Stable Lock wall system offers a patented, affordable, and permanent solution to save your foundation walls. It stabilizes, fills voids, and structurally repairs, leaving a new smooth surface. All the strength of new walls. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems today for all things basementy.
Webb's RV Center has a 4-acre lot with over 75 previously owned campers all on sale, plus another 4 acres of new RVs and motorhomes. Webb's RV will take anything in trade. You can buy a camper anywhere, but be sure to buy your next camper at your local neighbor. A website can't service your RV, but Webb's RV will, and they have the biggest service department in the state of Maine to help you enjoy your RV or motorhome.
So come on down, neighbor. The coffee pot's on and the pencil is sharp.
Over 250 years ago, we didn't like the taxes, so we dumped the tea. Today, that same unstoppable spirit drives Ram. Now with the Ram Declaration of Deals, we're pledging our allegiance to the American people. 0% financing for 60 months on select 2026 models, or we'll cover your sales tax, plus no monthly payments for 90 days, and a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Because a promise means nothing unless you back it up. Nothing stops America. Nothing stops Ram.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
A fiery hearing on Capitol Hill. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche pressed by lawmakers for the first time since the Justice Department announced the creation of a more than $1.7 billion fund that could benefit some of the president's allies. It comes as part of an unusual deal brokered with President Trump, who sources say agreed to drop his lawsuit against the IRS in exchange. ABC's Olivia Rubin has details.
Today, sparks flying on Capitol Hill. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche pressed on an unprecedented new, nearly $1.8 billion fund using taxpayer dollars that could benefit Trump allies.
Mr. Attorney General, this is an outrageous, unprecedented slush fund that you set up.
The unusual deal negotiated between President Trump and his own government. The president dropping his lawsuit against the IRS over the leak of his tax returns years ago. In exchange, the Department of Justice creating the so-called Anti-Weaponization Fund to benefit those they claim were wronged by previous administrations. But Blanche defending the arrangement.
It is true that this is unusual. That is true. But it is not unprecedented, and it was done to address something that had never happened again either.
Among those who could benefit, those involved in the January 6th riot at the Capitol. Blanche not ruling out convicted violent offenders or militia members, adamant anyone can apply.
Whether an individual, an oath keeper, as you just mentioned, applies for compensation, is anybody in this country can apply.
Blanche, who was previously the president's personal defense attorney, will appoint the 5 commissioners who dole out the money. Democrat Chris Van Hollen raising questions about a conflict of interest.
Mr. Attorney General, you are acting today like the president's personal attorney, and that's the whole problem.
And at the White House, Vice President J.D. Vance also pressed today about the possible payouts, adamant it's for everyone, Democrat or Republican.
I mean, if Hunter Biden wants to apply for this particular fund, he is welcome to.
Now, of course, applying and actually receiving the money are two separate issues, but one unexpected name already jumping in. Former FBI Director James Comey, indicted twice in recent months, now saying, quote, "I'm guessing I'll be in line." Olivia Rubin, ABC News, Washington.
Republican candidate for Maine governor and founder of Athena Health, Jonathan Bush, was campaigning in Waldo County today. Bush received a tour of Matthews Brothers in Belfast. The company is the oldest window manufacturer in the nation. Bush is proposing what he calls the Belfast Playbook, a model he says has brought jobs and reduced the cost of living in the Mid-Coast. If elected governor, he says he wants to cut taxes and simplify regulations to help promote growth for businesses like Matthews Brothers and others across the state.
We want to be the small business capital of the world, but these medium businesses and large businesses represent the first jolt of economic energy if we allow this state's economy to wake up.
Bush argues the state's overall business climate and economic outlook is poor compared to other states. He says his first act as governor will be to declare an economic growth emergency. Well, Democratic gubernatorial candidate Hannah Pingree has picked up an endorsement from someone who is familiar with the job she is seeking. Current Governor Janet Mills endorsed Pingree today, saying Pingree is the best prepared candidate to lead the state through the challenges ahead. In a statement, Mills said, quote, "I have known Hannah for many years, and I can say without a doubt that she is a leader of courage, integrity, strength, compassion, and action, someone who is unafraid to fight for what is right and who will deliver for Maine people every day," end quote. And still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, we have sports with Jack Webb.
For 20 years, Graham Plattner has shared his hateful and bigoted beliefs online. Police officers who keep us safe, Plattner says they're all bastards. Black people, Plattner insults them and says they don't tip. And if you dare disagree with Graham Plattner, he calls you retarded and a fag. 20 years of nonstop bigotry and hate from Graham Plattner. Read it yourself at bigotedplattner.com. Pine Tree Results Pack is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Summer is a gift of days that last a little longer, a brighter state of mind. So look out for these stickers and gift yourself a new Kia during the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event, where every SUV and sedan comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months, plus $750 retail bonus cash on specially tagged 2026 Sorrento and Sportage vehicles.
Carhartt, clothing that works as hard as you do. We've got it. Miller's Workshop, for brands that work.
When disaster strikes, who do you call? Penobscot Cleaning Services for smoke and fire damage, water and storm damage, and even nasty mold. Who do you call? Penobscot Cleaning Services for the cleanest carpets, guaranteed. Who do you call? Penobscot Cleaning Services, from cleanup to restoration and everything in between. Wow! Tell your insurance company you want Penobscot Cleaning Services. Visit our website for more info. We'll restore things to normal in no time.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-591-4112.
Folks, we'll start with some good news from the Boston Red Sox. Wow, we've got it, right? They picked up a win over Kansas City on Monday night after a tough weekend in Atlanta. Pitching was again the key to success for the Sox, which has seemingly been the case when they've captured success this season. Sonny Gray has a great outing, going 6 complete innings while striking out 9 batters and giving up 0 runs on 5 hits with just 1 walk. Gray has been a positive for the Sox this season with a 5-2 record and a 2.93 ERA so far. And he says he has one singular focus.
I don't know. My only goal is to win the games that I pitch, no matter what it looks like. I want to, like I said, my one goal is to win the games that you start, and you know that's all I really want to do.
It is an exciting time in professional sports as both the NBA and NHL are in the conference final round. Let's start by taking a look at the NBA in the East. It's the New York Knicks taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. New York's coming off a series sweep of the Philadelphia 76ers, who beat the Celtics, and the Cavs just wrapped up a 7-game series with the 1-seed Detroit Pistons. In the West, the back-to-back league MVPs, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Oklahoma City Thunder, will look to make a run at a second straight title in their conference finals matchup against the San Antonio Spurs, but we'll have some work to do as Wemby and the Spurs already up 1-0 in the series. Victor Wembanyama had a crazy performance in Game 1, dropping 41 points and 24 rebounds in the win. Now let's freeze the court and go and take a look at what's ahead in the NHL. They too were in the conference final round. In the Eastern Conference, the Carolina Hurricanes will take on the Montreal Canadiens. Hurricanes are yet to lose a playoff game this postseason, have been patiently waiting on their next opponent in Montreal, who clinched their spot with a Game 7 win over Buffalo on Monday. In the West, the dominant Colorado Avalanche will face the Vegas Golden Knights. Colorado may be the favorite for the Cup. They took care of business against the Minnesota Wild to get here. The Golden Knights defeated the Anaheim Ducks in 6 games, so they make their way back to the conference title round. Those conference finals will begin on Wednesday with the Avs against the Golden Knights. Be interesting to see if the Canes, they've got to the conference finals so many times, see if they can get over the hump. For now, that's all the time we have for sports. Here is your full 5-day forecast.
Thank you very much. Your evening weather tonight is brought to you by Patriot General Contractors, your go-to for all your carpentry needs. Whether it's a full remodel or a window replacement, they have you covered. All right, we really brought the heat for today. Almost near 90 here in Bangor. We actually tied our record high, which was last set in 1962, but there were some 90s out there. In fact, some mid-90s. Check out the southwestern portion of the state. Portland at 92, Sanford at 95 for today. Now, it was a bit cooler up north, but still very comfortable warm temperatures out there. 70 degrees for you in Presque Isle, 79 and Clayton Lake for you today. Now, we're going to be breaking more records for tonight. In fact, those are going to be the warm low records we're breaking. So that was last set in 1968 with a low of 46 degrees. Well, check out what we're looking at here. Low to mid 60s for tonight. Going to be, shattering that record by about 20 degrees. And we got a chance to break some more records for tomorrow. So this is when the front's coming in, right? But just ahead of the front, we're looking to reach highs into the upper 80s for tomorrow. That record tomorrow to beat is 86 degrees last set in 2003. We're looking at 88 for tomorrow, just ahead of that front. So taking a look at the average high, 67. Well, we're about 20 degrees above that for tomorrow, with that forecast high breaking records at 88 degrees. But we will see a big drop in temperatures, back below average for your Thursday in the low to mid 60s, near 70 for your Friday. And then we hang out in the 60s, even a day in the 50s for your Monday, but jumping right back near average next week on Tuesday, looking to be right around the upper 60s. So winds out there, more of the wind is hanging down to the southwest. We're seeing a southerly breeze from Bangor near 12 miles per hour, gusting near 20 at times. There are a few showers and thunderstorms out there today. The severe threat is low, but some of them can be strong, right? But we're going to see those coming to an end tonight. So we're not going to see any storms overnight. Some sprinkles are possible, but into tomorrow, here comes the main line of storms, and there's going to be a few of them passing by in the afternoon hours. They can be isolated. There can be some loud thunder with these, but again, nothing really more than some gusty winds underneath these and some heavy downpours. Otherwise, we're going to be just fine. The severe threat is actually lower heading into tomorrow. So just again, remember, it's going to be very warm, but we can cool off quickly with a few showers and thunderstorms out there. Now, Thursday, the front has passed. Will be a bit cooler, but plenty of sunshine to keep us in the 60s for your Thursday afternoon. So tonight, we're looking at record warm lows. The record is 46 degrees last set in 1968. We're about to beat that by almost 20 degrees with that low near 63 for tonight. Partly cloudy skies, a few sprinkles possible, but that southwest wind keeping us warm throughout tonight. Into tomorrow, another day where we can break another record, the record high being 86 degrees last set in 2003. Well, we're looking for 88 degrees. Partly cloudy skies, a few thunderstorms can be out there during the afternoon hours. They don't look to be strong, but again, a few rumbles of thunder and gusty winds are possible with these. So taking a look at your extended forecast, we're going to clear out Thursday, back near normal with 63 degrees for that high with sunshine, back near 70 Friday. But some more cloud cover comes in Saturday and Sunday, going to cool us off a bit. It can bring a few showers Sunday, otherwise dry with highs near the low to mid 60s.
Thank you, Chase, and there is still more to come right after the break.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
Think you know Robert Charles? Think again. While President Trump was crushing the woke left, DC insider Bob Charles was cashing in, making millions holding lucrative contracts with the woke DEI Never Trump Obama administration. Bob Charles, looking the other way, abandoning the MAGA movement, working for liberal DEI-loving Democrats, failing President Trump. Anything for a buck chuck can't be trusted. Trump traitor Robert Charles, woke, radical, wrong. Just too liberal for Maine.
What is third-hand smoke? Unlike second-hand smoke you can see, Third-hand smoke is invisible toxic residue left behind by smoking and vaping. It sticks to surfaces in your home and car, kids' toys, floors and carpets, furniture, clothing, pet toys, even car seats. It stays long after smoking and vaping stops, and these toxic chemicals can put the health of children, pets, and others at risk. Protect your loved ones from third-hand smoke. Visit MaineQuitLink.com to learn the risks.
Susan Collins' charade is over. We don't care that you pretend to be remorseful at the start of a new forever war that you chose to let happen. We don't care that you are concerned while we go broke as you sell us out to the president and to the Epstein class, who are engineering the greatest redistribution of wealth from the working class to the ruling class in this nation's history. Symbolic opposition doesn't reopen hospitals. Weak condemnations don't bring back Roe v. Wade. And selling out the same working class voters who've delivered mandate for change after mandate for change is not forgivable. A performative politics that enables the destruction of our way of life is disqualified. As a United States Senator, I am running because it is time for change.
I'm Graham Plattner, and I approve this message.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
The Hollywood Casino will be partnering up with the Maine Discovery Museum for the inaugural Maine Science Awards. Officials from both organizations say people and institutions in our state are doing amazing work in the field of science and are making an impact on Mainers and the world in some cases. They say establishing an awards program to honor them is long overdue.
Science is happening every single day in Maine, and to think that we haven't recognized the people and the organizations that are facilitating that is just wild to me.
Officials say they are looking at the broad picture of science, not necessarily specific categories, and will be taking nominations starting June 1st. Complete details will be on the Maine Discovery Museum's website, and the inaugural awards dinner will be held at Hollywood Casino in October. An artist from Blue Hill is using pine cones, moss, and other items she finds in nature to create unforgettable animal sculptures. Our Jody Hersey found her artwork on display at the Edith Dyer Library in Hamden.
This is Otis. Otis the otter.
Holly Bertrand's woodland creatures are on display on top of the bookshelves at the Edith Dyer Library in Hamden, and it's all thanks to her hairdresser.
The librarian, Mary Beckett, and I have the same hairdresser. And so my hairdresser said, you need to meet Mary because I was just showing her some of your work and they have the little library in the woods and your things would be perfect there.
Bertrand, who taught art for 40 years in Bucksport, now spends her retirement days enjoying the Maine outdoors.
Through the woods, I would notice that a lot of mosses and lichens would fall out of the trees, especially after big windstorms and rainstorms. So I started collecting it and kind of experimenting with it to see how strong and resilient it is.
She uses paper mache as a base and then attaches moss, lichen, pine cones, or other items she finds on her walks to create her sculptures. Bertrand says it can take up to 30 hours to complete a piece of artwork depending on the amount of detail she uses.
If I'm using a lot of pine cones with my work, I literally deconstruct the pine cone and take each petal off and trim it to size.
There are currently 18 sculptures in her menagerie, and there may be room for even more.
I may do a koala bear with a baby on its back neck, so I'm kind of branching out.
In Hamden, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And that is going to do it for us, folks, from everyone here at ABC 7 News. Take care and have a great rest of your night. And for more, join us over on Fox 22 News tonight at 6:30.
midterm races to watch, plus $1.7 billion of taxpayer money being used.
Have you gotten your car fixed yet?
Correct, Your Honor.
May I see the bill, please? Nice car.
Thank you. I worked hard for it.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,251. Thank you very much. We're done.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
My opinion's the only one that counts.
Well, I'm just glad the case is over.
I clearly had all the evidence I need to win.
I think he wanted to go somewhere where he felt like it was more professional.
Once we got there, I seen no evidence of body shop there. It was just auto repairs.
It's a body shop. They're going to do what they need to do.
This entire time I had an Uber.
Accidents happen.
Yeah, I'm just happy to have my car back on the road.
This is Fox 22 News Tonight.
Today, officials from multiple state agencies offered a robust update on the investigation into the fire and explosion at Robbins Lumber on Friday. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones. Our Alex Schley was in Searsmont, where that briefing took place just a couple of hours ago.
Beth, officials have made it clear that this is still an open and ongoing investigation. Agents from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives have been called in to assist with the investigation. And as of today, at least 150 people have already been interviewed. Over the course of the 48-hour period since fire officials came on scene, 299 first responders from 46 departments across Maine responded to Searsmont.
Monday, we brought in heavy equipment on the scene to assist investigators in moving the large metal pieces and the